joining me. Today I'm going to share with you what I made with all the scraps on my desk. I recently worked on a beach, I think we're going to call it a flip-flop journal, but you guys will have to let me know if you think it's a folio or a flip-flop journal. I'm not really clear on that terminology, so you guys can tell me. Anyway, it was in a beach theme. There were some mermaids in it, beachy stuff in it, and I just loved it. It was something that it was a project I started like last summer, and something happened, I don't know, and it ended up in a pile of stuff and I didn't get back to it. And since my friend Carol at Recrafted by Carol started doing her unfinished projects collaboration, I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to pull that stuff out and get it done. I don't want it laying around, right? So making good progress. Actually, this is the third journal that was sitting in there that I got done. I think I only have one or two left, which is fantastic. So anyway, I finished that journal and had a bunch of scraps on my desk and a bunch of actually leftover stuff from making that journal. So everything I made is in sort of a beachy theme. You could use it in a beach journal, a mermaid journal, whatever. And I really like it and I can't wait to show it to you. And I will say it was a lot more fun than trying to put it all away. You know, you end up with those little pieces and it takes so long to put it away, and it was way more fun to just craft with it.
Friends, you can see that my desk has a lot of goodies on it, all in a, I guess, tropical or beachy vibe. I've got some squares of fabric. This particular square of fabric is velvet and it's a really, really dark blue. And I like the contrast of the green and the gold on it. I'm going to use my hot glue gun to get these pieces stuck down to it. Do you remember a while back I embellished and painted some wood pieces and I had them in my stash forever and a day? Well, I'm going to use some on some of these. They have a tropical flair to them, so I think they're perfect. The final touch on this one is going to be this small piece of paper. I'm writing the word beach on it, and then I'm going to glue that down to this. We'll call it a cluster. I'm going to glue that down, and then that one is all done and ready to be used. I wanted to mention to you that I have not shared the videos of the creation of the journal yet. Those will be coming out most likely in August. So keep your eyes open for that. I did some process videos, and then of course I did the flip through video. I have a few announcements for you guys on some upcoming things, but first I just wanted to let you know that there are 2 layers of fabric that I have here, and then I'm going to go ahead and use gem tack to adhere these gems. 1 is a gem and 2 are flatbacks, and they're in the shape of like clamshells, so I think they're super cute. So anyway, I wanted to make sure, because I'm not always great about sharing the announcements with you guys, and I'm trying to have a better habit about that. But at any rate, I am having a 4K giveaway. I'm on the road to 4K. So I'm going to do a 4K giveaway. It's going to run from July 10th to August 14th, which is 5 weeks. And for my giveaway, I'm going to give away 3 digital kits to 2 people, and then to 1 person a journal, a handmade journal by me, and a digital kit. I'm very excited to be approaching 4K. I feel like it's just a wonderful milestone, and I hope you guys can play along. My address is in my description box if you do want to play along. Oh, and I forgot to tell you what to send me if you would like to play along. Well, for one, you have to be a subscriber, obviously, a visible subscriber. And 2, I would like a piece of ephemera or a piece of paper or a tag or a card, something that will fit in a journal. And I do have some themes to suggest to you. Bird, unicorn, home sweet home, and sweets. I might have mentioned another one in my original video, so I'll try to remember to link that video in my description box. I have some more things to share, but first I want to catch up on what's going on with this piece of ephemera. So this is also done on a piece of fabric. I have added a mermaid tail, a flat back that looks like a big pearl, and then I'm adding 2 other small flat backs that they do look like pearls except for they're colored. And one is bouncing all over the desk, as you could see. So I did manage to capture it, and now I've got it down on the on the cluster. So I want to go ahead and add something else to this. I was trying to decide if I'm going to put this fabric underneath the flower. I tried out this cream color fabric and it helps the flower pop a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. Of course, I'm using hot glue to attach. I could have used Fabri-Tac. Lately, I've just been into my hot glue gun because it dries so quickly, so I've just been using that. Now, to get the flower to stick, I'm using the Gem Tack. I'll be sure to show each one of these up close for you at the end of the video when they're all done. So now I've got these circles and I need to decide what I want to do with these. I've got a piece of vintage map here that I'm going to go ahead and adhere. I also have a piece of a pretty envelope that I'm going to use. I'm going to tear it off and use that on here. Then I'm going to go ahead and go in with some stenciling to blend all of the pieces together. While I'm doing that, I want to share some upcoming things. So, in August, my friend Bibi of Bibi's Closet Creations and I are collaborating on her 1K birthday challenge. So she's reaching 1K and she's having a birthday. So she's going to do a giveaway challenge. She asked me if I would go ahead and collaborate with her. And I said, yes, of course. And it's been a lot of fun to do this. So she sent me some goodies that are authentic vintage so that I could create a digital kit with them, which I did. And we are going to be giving away copies of the digital kit for her giveaway. And we are each making a journal. And we're going to be giving away our journals as well. So we're both going to be giving something away from our channels, but it is to celebrate Bibi. So be sure to go over, check her out if you haven't already. Check out her channel, follow. She does beautiful work. She's part of my design team, and I'm absolutely thrilled to have her. While I'm stenciling, and by the way, I'm using like a turquoise colored ink. But while I'm doing that, I want to mention to you a September collaboration that I'm going to be hosting along with Bex of Black Whisper Crafts and Jennifer of Scrapbooks and Memories. We are all co-hosting the Gothic Girls collaboration, and I'm super, super excited about it. I hope that you will participate. Come along and make some Gothic Girl goodies and share it with us. I have a digital kit that is up in my Etsy shop that all of the collaborators of this collaboration will be using. And there's going to be some freebies available on my Facebook group, which is called Creating with Jovi Journals and Crafts. It's a private group, so you'll have to apply to get in, it's so easy. I think you answer maybe a few questions, but if you know somebody that's already in the group, I'm pretty sure you can be automatically accepted. At any rate, come on over to the Facebook group and grab your freebies. And also, you can grab the same freebies over at Jennifer of Scrapbooks and Memories Community Facebook group. So I hope you'll come along, make some fun stuff. It's September, so we'll be getting into the fall crafting, and I'm super excited about this collaboration. I was blabbing along when I was telling you about that collaboration, and so I just wanted to mention I used a mermaid tail to finish off that last circle that we did, and now we are starting the other circle. So as you can see, I have a piece of, it was scrap laying around on my desk. It's got torn edges, which I inked around, and I'm adhering that. Now for clusters, most of you know how to do clusters, but some of you may not. You might not be familiar with it. And I've actually had people share with me that they sort of struggle with clusters. And so here's my hint about clusters. Don't overthink it. Just have a pile of stuff on your table and it's about layers. It's about the layers. You want to have a minimum of 3 layers. So if you make a rule that you're going to have 3 layers and then a piece that'll pop at the very, top of it, that's great. Like, for example, on the one that's in the upper part of your screen, it had the velvet, and then it had the two seaweeds, and then it had the wood piece, and then the word beach. It wasn't complicated, but it looks fantastic. And there's, 4 layers there, which is great. So that's sort of my rule of thumb, to have at least 3 layers and then a piece that might pop. Like on this one, for example, we have our base layer, which is paper, and then we have the other scrap piece of paper, and then there's 2 fabric pieces. They're just little strips of fabric, and now I'm putting this wood piece on. And look how easy. I mean, it's just like so easy. So grab your scraps and just glue them down and have fun with it. Don't overthink it. Just have fun with it. Oh yes, and I'm adding one more detail. I see I'm putting my gem tack on there, so I'm getting ready to add some either sequins or flatbacks, or a combination of both. I decided to use flatbacks, and I've got some flowers and also some flatbacks that look like pearls. I've decided actually to add a few sparkly things to the top of this little cluster as well. I'm going to use more gem tack, and then I'm going to add some sequins. I've got some scrap pieces of paper in my stash. Well, I mean, geez, is that an understatement? But I was talking specifically about some that I grabbed and I put on my desk so that I would force myself to use them. And here they are. So I think I'm going to grab 3 of these. And I'm going to start by stenciling a pattern on them. Now, yes, I'm going to end up covering most of the stencil, but it doesn't matter. It just gives a nice background. And I just think that's a great place to start. Now on this first one, I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper that has been on my desk. And also, I'm going to grab a magazine clipping that has also been on my desk. And I've actually used both of these items in that journal that I was telling you about that I made, but also I've been using them in some of my collaging for Junk Journal July. The image from the magazine that I'm going to use is one, it's a guy, he's on a surfboard, and this was in a Coastal Living magazine, and I've used so many images of these guys on the surfboards because on one page there was like 10 surfers, and it was just perfect to harvest that and use them. So I've got one down here, and I think this might be one of the last ones that I had left. Now on this next cluster, I'm using a piece of paper that was a scrap from something I had earlier. This was a page from the book that my friend Virginia, author and speaker, sent to me in Happy Mail, and beautiful book full of images that you can use for collage, images of the beach. Mostly it's coastal themed, and I just absolutely love it. I am topping this one off with one of the wood pieces that I made a little while back. I love it because it's a nice blue and it's got sparkles on it. And then in each corner I am putting a flat back, and they're like a pearlescent clamshell. Coming up is the final one, and then I'm going to show each one to you up close. So this one, you know what I decided to do was to grab one of the fabric ones that I made and attach that over top of the stenciled paper. So that was really quick and really easy. I'm going to use my decorative edge scissors just to trim away some of that extra paper, and then that one's going to be done. Hang tight, I'm going to show you each one up close.
Friends, I had so much fun using the scraps on my desk, so I'm going to show you each piece. These are basically clusters. They're pretty decent size clusters, but they could go on a card, they can go in a journal. You use them wherever we want. This one, I've added some sequins to it, and you might see some of the glue around it. It's really actually not dry yet. And this one I added these fun flat backs.
This one I didn't add gems to it. Looking at it, I probably could, but also I kind of like it the way it is. So maybe I'll just leave it like this until I decide to use it. This is velvet. It's so super soft and it's a very deep royal blue. This one I feel like is a little bit spread out. It almost needs a word here or here. And so I think I'll definitely see what I can find and add that to it, because I think it'll help sort of pull it all together. But besides that, I think it's very pretty. Just needs a little something extra. This one I love. You know, I just pulled the things on the desk and popped it on there, and I love it. I don't know what else to say about it. This one's cute. Glue is probably still drying, but we've got our little tiny bottle here, 2 layers of fabric, 2 layers of paper, and then we have our little flat backs all the way around. Oh, and then some sequins on this one as well. So I think that turned out cute. So these are the makes from using up the scraps on my desk, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm very happy with how they turned out. Thanks for watching. See you soon.